Hi, Fairly Gay. Heard there was a princess that needed slaying. Yes. So, yesterday, we were playing this game, and we made it to the end. So, we know a lot of things, but the option of ending I chose sent us back to the beginning. So we're just gonna see where it takes us. We are gonna skip over some dialogue stuff as the plan to make us so we can progress through things faster. This is fully voice acted, so keep that in mind if you want no voice acting and skipping and stuff like that. The first two VODs of us doing this are us just listening to everything. Does anyone know if it affects our pathing if I click on the explore options or not? Because at this point, we have clicked on all these explore options before, so we don't need to hear the dialogue from any of them. Not a clue, Jessica might. Okay. I think I'm just gonna silently continue to the cabin and see what happens. Oh my god, were we one click away from the end here? Really? But it set it up like we were good. It's fine. But it literally set it up like it was gonna go through it. Okay, GG though. But what if we go back and actually go through it again though? Because, like, I want more achievements. Thank you so much for playing. As an expression of our gratitude, here's the track order for a special playlist just for you. If you'd like to take a screenshot, you can hide the UI by hitting H. Screenshot! It's different for each playthrough. Okay. So is that because of the chapters we got, that's the music that we heard in this playthrough? That's the song list for this set of loops. That's cool. That's really cool. I have not got it yet. I plan to at some point. They have a DLC for the game that is like the music and a bunch of wallpapers. But I know if I get it now that I'm gonna want to look through all the wallpapers, and I don't want to look through the wallpapers until I've like seen more things, because I know we haven't seen all of the things. That's really funny though. I think that's hilarious. Okay. I'm contemplating. I have a save that's here. Congrats, we finished the game. Yay! I'm contemplating if I want to just go back to that and see, like, pick a different ending. Or if I want to like start over. Yeah, this game definitely has a lot of content warnings. If you go to their website, there is a lot of different content warnings for the game. It is a psychological horror. It is a very interesting game. It is very cool, but also definitely has lots of things happening that are not necessarily pleasant to look at times. Looked and they definitely said prioritize. Yeah, definitely make sure you take care of you on this, but there's a lot of stuff in it. Leave the save, go back for offline. Okay. Did I download the new patch of Slay the Princess? I mean, Steam said the game was up to date, so I'm assuming it did. I feel like we still haven't seen some of the things on the content warning list. Okay. I figured as much. I will say I have not looked at it because they said if, you know, there's not a specific reason why you need to look at it for spoiler purposes to not to. Oh. I clicked out of the game to click into Steam to double check, and now this is different. They fixed the sound levels for sounds. That would be awesome, because that was the thing, is some of the voices were definitely quiet. Completed today at 1:56 p.m. Yes, mine did auto update. I was gonna say, usually I have stuff set to auto update. Yes, so it's updated. So Facer's not expecting. Yeah, I didn't realize it was gonna keep changing backgrounds. You stay long enough that happens? Okay. Shall we go around again? So I guess the thing that I'm interested to see, I'm assuming the like tab to skip over similar dialogue is per save file. So the first time we're gonna have to hear all that, the stuff that gets repeated at least once. I think this is something I can live vicariously through someone else, since I just go not for me and walk. Yeah, that is definitely a fair point. Yeah, so if you want to see first time through all of, like, that was the VOD from yesterday and Monday. So it's a good recap. All right, so hello. I'm pushing this button. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay. The end of the world? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the end of everything as
I want to see if it does it or not. It does. It will do it. Okay. It will skip over it. Okay. So we want to go... I don't know if I should have looked at the achievements to like try to go for a specific pathway.
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
If I push tab... Okay. So tab takes you to the next... Okay. We did the, like, annoy the narrator and turn around and leave. We saw that break reality. We haven't clicked on this one. Okay, I'm sold. Let's get this over with.
Good. As long as you remain focused on your goal, it should all be smooth sailing.
Okay.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
That was kind of my thought. It was like, maybe we please the narrator?
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them. Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
So maybe we try to do everything the narrator wants us to.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and...
We know the description of stuff. He wants us to take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
The grayscale aesthetic definitely sells the creepy factor. Yes. Also, all of this is hand-drawn. All the stuff in here is hand-drawn, which is also awesome. All right.
The door to the basement creaks open.
Okay. Don't let her fool you. I'm just going to continue down the stairs.
Good. You're still listening to reason. You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Again, she's immediately
There's a heavy
standoffish because
chain
we brought the
around her
knife.
wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Party wants to buy this game and never play it just to support the devs for putting so much effort in. I can understand that. I can definitely understand it. There's also like a, well, I guess that's a DLC that you have to have the main game for, but like there's also the supporter pack. They're awesome. The devs have been really amazing at creating not only this, but they're also working on Scarlet Hollow, and the writing and the art is just, they're both amazing. Did a live stream where she drew some of the scenes. I think I remember I caught a few minutes of it, but I wasn't able to stick around.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
What? No way. Why would you even think that?
That giant knife you're holding kind of gives it away, doesn't it?
The blade. Of course she doesn't want to talk. Who'd want to have a conversation at knife point? We should drop it. Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. But killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
The narrators get rough at times. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep the knife.
You ignore the trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
Oh, you got the cafe one. Yeah, okay.
You step forward, your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
I'm gonna do what the narrator wants us to do. We've kind of done this, though. But also, we could also pick different options in Chapter 2. I want to go back to... I don't remember which chapter it was. I'd have to go back and look unless if someone remembers. The one where she, like, slowly was morphing into anime girl. I want to go back and, like, push that. And see what happens if we push through that. Of what she does.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
We're just gonna get beaten to a pulp.
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw. It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurt! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Okay.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit. We can still turn this around.
This is a bit different. This is different. Because the first time we tried to just we've done that, we just immediately tried to slay her. We've done that, we talked for a bit and then did it. And that was, she caught it and stabbed us. Finish the job.
You and the princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
She can smash me, she can step on me. Yep.
Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job. The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Oh.
The two of you fall to the floor.
This was fun.
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
Oh, I was expecting it to still give us the option of like the check the pulse thing. And that's also interesting because I think that dialogue's different because this is our first loop, not us returning. The Adversary. That's different.
You're
That's
on a
different.
path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
We should be keeping a tally of which ones we've gotten, but that's a new chapter 2.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
What a different one we got it. Yeah, we did get a different one. Gonna change the way it go. Oh yes, it definitely does. Very much changes your pathway. There's 97 different Steam achievements for this game because there's that many different things that can happen in it.
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. You know I can hear you, right?
Yes,
it's going to be a
Bella,
lot
hi.
harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if
Oh, we got stubborn.
The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning.
Okay, so that's still one we've gotten before, but in a different order.
That's the spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
You know what, let's assume I'm telling the truth and all this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations, you've been given another chance to actually do this right. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences.
You got there. You got there.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Yes, Bella, you're so snug. I'm sorry. Are you cold, honey? No. We're just gonna do all the snuggles for warm.
Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win. Nothing else matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits. A warning before you go any further.
Okay.
She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to
It's
stop
marking
you
it
from
as new because we
slaying her.
haven't had this one before.
Don't believe a word she says.
Yeah, luckily this is a visual novel, so we can snuggle and play at the same time.
Lying and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight. Are you sure about that? The point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice. The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Here's a Cooper.
Crystal, let's just get on with it already.
Okay, I still gotta actually click on that though. She can lie by your side as much as she wants. Yes. There we go.
The cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
This is new. You didn't even see this during Jessica's stream? Okay. So we've got a new one. We got a new one. You didn't get this, princess? Okay.
See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm gonna take the blade.
You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Oh, I'm noticing that this isn't like this. The skip was highlight, like you could click on it before. But it's not now because this is marked as new because we haven't had this chapter yet. Okay, I get it.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
We look fabulous. Okay.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
We're a bird. We're a burb.
And now it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting.
Yeah, that was my original thought, is that I thought we were a dragon, but then we got it that about preening our feathers and things, and you'll notice that this is like feathers and stuff in the background. So there's the subtle hints of birdness before you actually like get a confirmation that you're a bird.
Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
At least not this princess.
So focus up. The world is depending on you.
Ooh.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulphuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger?
Oh.
Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Okay.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess. As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight.
I think I still want to follow what the narrator wants, maybe?
As you descend the final step, the form of the princess comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Yeah.
Oh, it's you again. I'd been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us. And you brought your little knife, too. Yes.
Oh.
I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Okay. She can slay you. Break me, please. Yeah. I hope you heard all that, Mr. Narrator. This is a lot different than last time, but last time definitely happened.
Okay, fine. Let's say for a moment I believe you.
Princess can step on you. Yup.
For all we know, whatever happened to you last time was just a fluke, and beyond that, do you know who doesn't remember anything that happened last time? Me. I don't remember what happened last time. Are you okay?
Uh-oh.
Of course I'm not okay. As far as we're all concerned, the fate of my world is still very much on the line. Not all of us have the luxury of jumping over to a parallel universe the second we die.
Jug! You look different.
You look exactly the same.
So you do remember me.
Oh, I remember you all right. Best 3 minutes of my life. So, why don't we do it again?
See? She wants to fight us again. There's no reason for us to stand around talking.
We're gonna do it.
Finally ready to complete your destined task, you launch off the wet stone floor of the basement and catapult yourself headlong towards the princess. Here we go. Let's make this count. Oh, we'll make it count, all right.
I think we're gonna die very quickly.
As you bridge the gap, your blade slashes across the princess's chest, splitting skin and drawing a jagged line of bright red blood. But she's unfazed by your onslaught. Her expression barely changes as her fist collides with your ribs, cracking them like twigs, and
Ow.
driving you right back down to the basement floor. You can hear her chains snap as you struggle to recover from the impact. She almost looks disappointed in us. Why is she disappointed in us?
Oh, you don't actually get it, do you? That knife may be sharp, but you clearly don't want to kill me. It's not fun if you hesitate. It's not fun if you try to trick me and make me bleed out. It's only fun if you go straight for the heart. You need to put everything you have into seeing me dead. Or what's the point? So don't be afraid. Don't hesitate. Kill me.
Don't let her get in your head. Reincarnation or not, this world needs you to win.
She's huge, but that probably means she's slower than us. Take it slow, think it through, and don't panic. Bleeding her out is our best course of action.
Don't listen to them. She understands something that they don't. The only way to win, the only way out of this is through her.
Oh. Just strike at her heart.
If that's your plan, then that's your plan.
Yeah.
Push off the ground, ignoring the pain in your ribs as you charge at the princess once more. You can feel flesh give way before a sudden impact blunts your momentum, your weapon tightly lodged in the bone of her arm. She grins at you from behind her guard.
Pull it out. We'll try a different angle.
No, we can do this. Just keep pushing.
Oh.
We're not gonna win if our weapon's stuck in her arm.
I want to see what keep pushing happen. What that does.
The princess's grin widens as the two of you push against each other, her fiery eyes and masochistic glee practically lighting up the dreary cave.
Yes. You finally get it, don't you?
I do.
Nothing exists outside of us. It's just you and me, dying and coming back, clashing against each other. Forever.
That's not what's going on. There's an entire world at stake here. Yes, the fate of the world doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is this fight. The only thing that matters is getting stronger. And the only way to get stronger is to win, even if it takes us forever to get there.
Okay. Yeah, the innuendos write themselves. Yep.
Your balance is suddenly thrown off as the princess pulls you into her knee. It glides with your ribs, and you feel them splinter, cracking like wet wood from the impact. We're fine!
Are we though?
To notice before the princess follows up and smashes her forehead against yours.
Oh.
Your grip loosens from the impact.
The knife's
blade
still in her arm.
wedged in her arm as you tumble to the cold stone floor.
Oh.
I said we're fine.
The princess just gave us uppies. Yeah.
I didn't say you weren't fine. I was just describing what happened.
You might not have said as much, but you certainly implied it.
It really doesn't matter. The princess glances down at the blade embedded in her arm, and with near total ignorance to pain, slides it out of its sinewy prison.
Ugh.
You forgot this.
She tosses it at your feet.
I kind of just want to pick the blade up again. Don't you want to be free, though? Isn't there more to life than just waking up chained in a basement and fighting to the death in an endless loop?
You're walking a thin line, hero.
Is there more to life? When you're not here, I feel empty and alone. When we're not fighting, I feel stuck. Like there's something important I'm supposed to be doing. Like I'm being shoved into a space where I don't fit. But when we fight each other, it's like this wave of feeling. Like everything I break in you and everything you break in me is important. Like we're really, truly communicating.
Oh.
Life is suffering, and we will feel every inch of it, and we will persevere.
Yeah, knowing how this ends is meta. Yeah. Knowing the ending is interesting. Actually, I was gonna look. What did it give us an achievement? I got the R song achievement for that. Finish the game. The good ending doesn't count. Okay. And you're on a path in the woods. Alright.
Can't say I'm a fan of whatever weird bond those two have. Nor am I. It's dangerous. But maybe you can use it to your advantage.
So we did finish the game. But there's still more things. There's still more. Okay, sure. I get it now. Let's do this.
You and the princess attack each other once again, each of you dealing a single, terrible, lethal blow. Wait, does that mean
We're gonna die again?
dead? Or rather, about to be dead. As your blade pierces her sternum, the princess buries her fist into the soft meat of your organs. You feel a few horrifically painful pops, a gush of fluid, and it's over. It's finally over. No, it's not. We're just getting started. But it is over. Dead is dead. I know this isn't the happiest ending for you, but you saved the entire world from ruin. There are few better endings than that. Well, are you going to listen to him? Or are you going to listen to me? Get up.
Get up.
Wait, no, that can't be right. Your eyes bolt open and you push yourself back to your feet. Alive. Ah! I told you. I told you this wasn't over. What about her? The blade went right through her heart.
Uh-huh.
What about her? If we're fine, then she's fine. No, she's dead. She has to be... No!
Oh?
We're all shit out of luck, aren't we? I knew it. I told you we should all believe in her. This is perfect.
This is fine.
The princess rises from the ground, staggering slightly, one hand wrapped around the hilt of the blade still buried in her heart.
She's gonna pull it out, isn't she?
We don't even need to start over anymore, do we? Let's go again.
She pulls the weapon from her chest, barely wincing, and hurls it at your feet. You know what to do. Again! But she came back. What's the point of fighting her if she can just do that? This whole situation is coming dangerously close to untethering. She clearly never actually died. You just missed her heart, that's all. Oh, we just missed her heart?
Of course, yeah.
That's all. You were the one who said we hit her heart. You were the one who said it was finally over. Well, I guess I had it wrong. You guess you had it wrong? Aren't you supposed to know everything? I never said I knew everything.
Well, you certainly implied it. Close to untethering. What's that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. I shouldn't have said that. But you did say it, so it means something.
Yeah, I like the internal bantering. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different voices, and as we get farther, we gather other voices, depending on the pathway we get.
Oh, stop bickering over nothing. Our destiny is right in front of us. Pick up the blade and go to her. Okay, fine. That is what I meant by untethering. Do you hear him rambling on about destiny? He's lost the thread, and if you lose the thread, you won't be able to save the world. And what is that supposed to mean?
Okay.
I don't have to answer that, and I'm not going to answer that.
That was your favorite so far? Okay. I don't know if I have a favorite yet. I don't know. The smitten was funny, though.
Why the bloody hell not? Because right now, there's still a razor-thin chance that you're able to get your act together. There are patterns of thought out there that beg to be finished, but once you finish them, that's it. They change everything. There's no going back, and if I say anything else, you're going to finish one of those thoughts.
Contrarian, okay. I could maybe agree with Contrarian. Contrarian was really fun. That one was really fun. Having the Contrarian and making the narrator really annoyed was really fun.
What?
Ooh. I did a lie.
But you did think it, didn't you? I tried, you know. I tried very hard to make this work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that resignation. Are you sure we can't just unthink it?
Oh. Because whatever we think she can do, she can do. That's why. Only have Separate in here to go off of right now. Yeah. So we'll definitely see a few other ones. Contrarian was one we got for basically like, no, we're not walking towards the cabin. No, we're not doing the exact opposite of everything the narrator wanted us to do.
Yes. Like I said, I'm afraid some thoughts can't be unthought. I'll be back. I'm going to pour myself a stiff drink. If I'm going to see the end of everything, I'd rather not be sober. So I was right. Why are all of you so glum? This is perfect, isn't it? We get to experience greatness and battle and triumph forever. But I think it was the stubborn one who said, your destiny awaits, right?
Yeah.
No, hold on. There has to be another way. What if we just leave her down here? What if we run away? What if we convince her not to end the world? You can't reason with her. Ending the world is her fundamental nature. It's not a decision she can flip on and off. It is her. And what exactly can't we leave her down here?
Good question.
Because all it would do is stall the inevitable. And what's wrong with stalling? Oh, there's plenty wrong with stalling. The end is still the end, and I'd rather face mine head on. Oh, you mopey ass. Why did you even ask us to slay her if it was going to end like this? Because it didn't have to end like this. If you don't mind, I'd rather not spend everyone's last moments arguing with you.
I love that we're just having this conversation with ourselves and the princess is just standing there waiting for us.
It's time. Yes, I suppose it is. If we fight her forever, then maybe she can't end the world. Maybe everything can still work out.
Maybe.
I guess we'll just have to see how things play out.
Don't you get it? You don't have to shuffle your feet. What comes next is going to last forever.
Okay. Oh, breathing. Can we not yawn, please? Thank you. Alright, join your adversary.
With an unbreakable determination, you snatch the blade from the floor and stumble back to your feet. Both you and the princess quake with adrenaline as your eyes lock across the basement floor and share a knowing look. Free from hesitation, you close the distance, both you and the princess aiming to end each other. Your blade digs into her neck, grinding against her vertebrae as her fist connects with your body. The impact forces the air from your lungs, stars dancing in front of your eyes as you fail to keep your bearing. You both collapse to the ground before either of you has a chance to survey the damage. And then we get... Yes. And then you get up.
That was a good one. More.
Slay the princess.
You and the princess exchange dozens of devastating blows. Sometimes you manage to strike first, and sometimes she tears through you before you have a chance to act. But more often than not, each of you fells the other in the same moment. And then you get up and do it again, and again, and again, and again, and again, and again.
we're all still here. This is all gonna be okay. Isn't it? Isn't it?
He doesn't have the answer. The voice. He's gone.
What are you waiting for? I'm right here. Do you think this is... What is this place?
I don't think we're getting a chapter 3 this time around.
Did we do this?
Huh. I didn't think we had it in us. But I guess that stuck-up control freak was right.
It's the end of the world, isn't it? It's the end of everything.
I just noticed the blade actually has blood on it now, our cursor. Because it shows whether we're holding onto the blade or not, but the blade actually has blood.
Far from it. We're still here. And she's still here too.
The princess stumbles, and her body slumps.
I feel so... tired.
We ended the world, didn't we? Everything is gone. You do not have an opportunity to respond. Something has taken her away and has left something else in her stead.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Narrator's gone.
He is. Does that mean the world ended? The world didn't end. We're still here. Come on. We just need to keep going.
Approach the mirror.
I'm begging you, don't do this.
The mirror never scared you before.
It's different now. It feels... I don't know. Final. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
You approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Screw the mirror. We just need to find the princess.
The voice feels small, distant as you approach. Oh, that's different because usually when we approach the mirror, it's silence. Gaze into your reflection. This is, here we go. Okay, as we reach forward. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone, but the mirror remains. It's time for you to see what's in it. It's you. You're alone in a place that is empty. It is quiet here. You're at the cabin.
Something finds me in the long quiet and brings me the gift of a fragile vessel.
Okay. The skip's highlighted, so it's marking this as like we've heard the stuff. I want to see what happens if we attack, because we never clicked on that before. Your will cuts across the entity in front of you, but nothing happens.
My roots burrow in an ocean beyond your sight. We cannot harm each other as we are now.
And we harm ourselves? You raise your will to end your life, but as it buries into the space your body should be, you feel nothing at all. One of the many hands in front of you reaches forward and gently touches the side of your face.
There's nowhere for you to be but here.
Interesting. What happens now?
Nothing, as we are. But I know that there are worlds beyond us, and that we are meant to reach them. vessel is a creature of perception. She can make you forget, if only you believe her to be able to.
Long dark or the long quiet music is so pretty.
Bring me more perspectives, so that I may be whole, and perhaps then we will know our freedom.
Okay. Okay, make me forget. Okay, incoming loud noise.
She asks that I tell you to remember her. You won't.
They made it quieter. That was not as loud as it was yesterday. That was not as loud as it was yesterday. Okay. I was prepared for it to be really loud. That was still louder, but it was not as loud as it was yesterday. They did a patch. They balanced the sound better. Yeah. That was not as like ridiculously
You're on a
loud.
path in the woods.
Okay. Sweet! I've always wanted to go off a monarch. Viva la revolution!
That's the spirit. You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Did we go from chapter 1 to chapter 2 back to chapter 1? Yes. It's a loop. So essentially what we're doing is we're bringing vessels to the long dark. I can tell you more than that if you want to know more, because we did finish the game. But right now is we're looping and we're bringing them different princesses. Different versions of the princess.
A warning before you go any further.
Yes, we know. Proceed to the cabin. Also, I'm going to start using the tab so we can make quicker progress through stuff so we're not having to hear the same dialogue again. I'll see what happens. I just wasn't expecting it to reset chapters. I thought each chapter was a new vessel. Kind of. You still reset back to chapter 1. And then there's a bunch of different chapter 2s is what we've noticed. The chapter 1's always the same. There's a bunch of different chapter 2s, and sometimes there's a chapter 3, depending on how chapter 2 goes. I want to not bring the blade this time, but bring the blade in chapter 2. Because we intended to do that before, but then we annoyed the narrator and we didn't see the princess in chapter 1. Yes, in some cases we get to chapter 4. Yeah, I think that was the last loop. We're doing full anime break this one. We could. But someone's gonna need to remind me how I got to that chapter because I don't remember how I got there. That was a not bring the no knife, free her, and then in chapter 2 we didn't bring the knife again, right? No knife, all lovey-dovey. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. The other one we haven't done is we haven't done like a bring the knife, not bring the knife. We intended to, but we did the annoy the narrator instead. Here, out with the knife. Okay, with the knife, and then don't bring it into chapter 2. Okay. No, Anime Girl was chapter 2 because it was us coming back to her, and because we got the voice of the smitten, and the voice of the smitten was like, you know, on her side of all lovey-dovey stuff. And we're like, she has no purpose other than making us happy. Yeah, so we needed the voice of the smitten first. Okay, so don't take the blade this time.
The door to the basement.
I'm here to save you.
How many times do I have to tell you how dangerous letting her out of here would be before it finally sinks in?
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever. Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Okay.
There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
I hope you brought something to deal with these chains.
Don't do it. If she gets out of those chains, we're all one step closer to the end.
Examine the chains.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're making a huge mistake.
No, you're doing the right thing.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid
Okay,
for
we've
you to
heard
even...
that, yeah. I'm skipping the stuff that we've heard. So if you lose context for stuff, I'm definitely down to recap stuff. If you were not here for other nights, but in terms of making progress, I'm gonna start doing the speed through dialogue we've heard. I want to get back to that one again, and we did this before, so I'm gonna click on that.
Okay. I'll be...
The door's gonna get closed. We get locked in here. Try the door.
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside. Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Okay.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task
In
is
theory,
done.
the blade will fall down.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much
There it goes. Okay. Oh, that skipped really far, because that was stuff we had all heard. There. Okay, there's the knife falling in. Okay. Save the princess.
Fine. Against your
Ugh.
better judgment.
Okay.
you-
Yeah. She cuts off her arm. We know that. Okay.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No. As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body
Oh, right.
steps
The
forward
narrator
and
tries to
raises
do the
blade.
right.
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
What are you doing?
Warn her.
Stop that.
Something's come over you, hasn't it? You know you don't have to do this, right?
We don't want to. The narrator's making
Your
us.
body lunges forward, the blade held low, ready to sink into her heart.
But the princess dodges, stumbling back against the wall before the blade has a chance to connect.
Stop it. Stop trying to resist me. I'm trying to get you out of here alive.
Okay. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
As your body remains frozen in stubborn resistance, the princess takes a cautious step forward.
We both know this isn't you.
Because this is the one where she stabs us, right?
She nervously reaches towards
'Cause this
you
is the
and
trailer,
takes
yeah.
the blade from your infuriatingly rigid hands. What are you doing?
I'm sorry. I'll try to be quick.
I'm realizing I didn't tell you all. I went over to my parents' house the other day. I showed the trailer of this game to my sister. For reference, my sister has seen, like, nothing horror. I showed her the trailer for this, and when the princess starts stabbing the person and going, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, she started, like, cackle laughing because she thought it was funny. Because she was like, oh, wait, what? It was really great. It was really great. Because she's seen, like, nothing horror related and whatever. So I'm like, I'm just going to show her to her and see how she reacts. And it was very interesting because that's not how I expected her to react to it. I expected her to be grossed out by it.
She plunges it into your chest, tearing through flesh and sinew. It is agony. But you aren't dead.
Oh no! I'm so sorry.
Stay strong. We can tough it out until it's done. For her sake.
For her sake.
Okay, we've done
Whatever.
that.
She sinks.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
She doesn't know how to use a knife, does she?
Okay, let's skip forward. Oh no, I didn't think it was gonna skip through the chapter. We're in chapter 2. It should be the same one as before that we got that other loop. Okay. Yeah, because she kills us, we die. It doesn't tell us the name of the chapter. We could this should be the Damsel. I think it's the Damsel I was gonna say. I think if I'm remembering correctly, we were purposely trying to get this chapter 2. That this is the Damsel. Okay. Saw it flash real fast. Okay.
A warning. Before
Yes,
you
we
go
know.
further.
There's the smitten. Okay.
Excuse me?
Forget he said anything. But he is a villain. He made our beloved brutally take our life last time. He's trying to keep us apart, but he won't be able to withstand the power of our love.
Last time? What are you talking about?
I think he just likes to hear the sound of his own voice. Let's try to ignore him. I do, but I also speak from the heart. My passions are too great to be stifled. They must be expressed.
Smitten's something. Smitten just reminds me of like, you know, like the super passionate lover in Shakespeare stories. Like that's the vibes the Smitten has, and I love it.
Sure, yeah, your passions are strong and all, but not everyone needs to hear them. Some things are better kept quiet.
Feels like Gaston, but not as delusional. Okay.
Don't pay their bickering any mind. Focus on the task ahead.
Okay, proceed to the cabin. So knife or no knife?
The interior of the cabin is clean and elegant, its stone walls draped
Okay.
in fine
I'm gonna go. I want to approach the mirror still.
You walk up to
No
the wall
knife?
next to the
Okay.
base. What are you talking about?
Yes, you are
Reach
blue.
forward and rub your hand against the cabin. But there was a mirror, and now it's gone. Pity. We could have a feather out of place, and now we'll never know. We can't gallantly sweep her off her feet if we have a feather out of place.
And this is how we knew about the feathers. Okay. No knife. Into the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing an intricate stairwell. Gold-trimmed carpet glimmers in the light of the torches positioned along the walls. The basement almost seems welcoming in the dim firelight. But it's still a stone basement. If the princess lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
A soft voice carries up the stairs.
Hello? Is someone there?
Her voice. It's somehow even more beautiful than last time. I think we're in love. Okay, I'm with you that we should be doing whatever we can to save her, but saying we're in love is a bit much, don't you think?
It's fine.
We don't even know the princess. We can still do right by her without all this fawning. Yes, for everyone's sake, you're not in love. Just remember that her charms are all part of the manipulation.
That was slightly different because it didn't have the skip thing. Because I don't know if it was this. Maybe the Smitten says it later. At some point, the Smitten said he was going to marry her, and I think that's where he said it last time. So it's slightly different.
You walk down the stairs
He's
and lock
so
eyes
cute.
with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall.
Okay, we're going to try and make her go full anime girl.
My love, we're here to rescue you from your unjust and foul imprisonment.
I love how polar opposite this is compared to the other chapter 2 we just did.
You know she can't hear you, right?
She may not be able to hear my words, but surely she can hear my spirit.
Oh, your spirit's plenty loud, all right.
It's you, my dashing hero. I was so worried you wouldn't come back.
Did you hear that? She said we're dashing.
She called us a hero.
And she called us a hero. Flattery really goes a long way with the two of you, doesn't it? Waiting for you to come back. You've been here before, haven't you?
What we told you.
That's right, villain. And you killed us. Well, she killed us. Only because he made us try and kill her. It was self-defense. Our beloved's hands remain unstained by cruelty. And you've died before.
Mm-hmm.
So an entire world has been damned to oblivion. I'd really hoped I'd be the first, but what's done is done. What matters is you have a chance to do it right this time.
Goldie, thank you for adding that quote. Nope, it's love. Love at first smash.
We damned a whole world, but everything reset. Nothing resets. You're just somewhere else. You can't keep hopping between worlds forever. Especially not without leaving a trail of incomprehensible devastation
It's
behind
fine.
you. This is horrible. Horrible for you, maybe, but we've been given another opportunity to sweep her off her feet and treat her like the lady she is. Now, hold on. If she actually ended a world, are you sure we want to do this? Are you sure we want to rescue her?
Mm-hmm.
We never saw a world end, and now I'm even more certain that we must chase our heroic and romantic destiny than I've ever been. I shan't let anyone convince us otherwise. Are you listening to him? He's lost it.
Okay. Rescue the princess.
Rescue her? What are you talking about? Did you forget that she's a world-ending monstrosity? And even if you wanted to unleash her onto the world, despite the complete moral disaster that would be, you'd have to get her out of those chains. Good luck with that. Don't you see how dainty her hands are? We'll be able to slip her out with ease.
Mm-hmm.
No, she's a prisoner here. You can't just slip her hand through the chains.
Oh, sure, why not?
If her hand could just slip out of the chains, why hasn't she done it already? Because we've yet to present her with her freedom. I'm not sure I follow. Would you rather believe me, a passionate heart guided by love and my own good nature? Or would you rather believe the devil on your shoulder who tells you what you can and cannot do? I think I'd rather believe in facts. Ah, so you're one of those empiricists. One of us has to be. Then let me show you a brand new truth. Narrator, we courageously step forward and free our beloved from her bindings.
Can we also just take a moment to appreciate that the narrator and all these voices are the same voice actor?
No, I can't let you do that. If you take another step towards the princess, You'll what? Take over our body and force us to try and kill her? I would if you had a weapon. Not on my watch, villain. My passions contain titanic depths, and if you try anything that might harm our dearest, I will end our life without a second thought.
Yeah, they've got range for sure.
You wouldn't. I would. I'd listen to him if I were you. He has a lot of strong feelings. And doesn't the world end if we don't stop her?
I love that it ends up almost like switching around, that the hero's like the one doing the narrator's job almost.
You approach the princess and gingerly slide her hand from her bindings.
It's also a lot smaller.
Shouldn't have worked.
Because in other
Dad,
chapters, it's like
we're
huge
doomed.
on her arm. It's like her whole forearm.
I can't believe it. But I guess I have to. I told you. There's no life more worth living than that of a true believer.
I'm free, and you're not trying to kill me this time. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The princess jumps up and smothers you in a joyful embrace. Ugh. If only you had a weapon, one slip of the wrist and your pristine blade would be buried in her back and everyone out there would be saved. Luckily for Mr. Romance, we don't have a weapon. Who needs a weapon when we have the power of love on our side?
What do we do now?
Turn you into an anime girl. Okay, what do you want?
Let me guess. End the world?
Spoken with the rank cynicism of someone who has never felt love in his heart.
I don't actually know. Nobody's ever asked me what I wanted before.
She doesn't even know what she wants. You may have had her all wrong. What if this whole thing is just a misunderstanding? What if she doesn't want to end the world? You're so gullible. Is the only thing you've ever doubted the actual truth?
I think I want to leave. And I think...
The princess closes her eyes in deep reflection. And then she shrugs.
Yeah, someone who doesn't necessarily want to end the world still might end the world. Yep.
I don't know. What do you want to do?
There must be something you want.
I just want to make you happy.
That music switch.
She can't just want to make us happy.
It makes sense to me. That's all I want for her, so of course she'd want the same for us.
But what would make you happy?
I just want to make you happy.
Is she broken? What's going on? What's going on is she's lying to you, only she isn't a good liar. Are you starting to trust me now?
But you need your own thing. You just met me. You can't base your entire happiness around me.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy.
This isn't right. I don't know what's going on, but this isn't right.
Oh, does this... Okay, so if we don't back off on this, does this not give us a chapter 3?
I fail to see the problem here. She's just sweet on us.
Because the background
Don't have to
disappeared.
act like it's a big deal.
I want you to make me unhappy.
Okay, if that's what makes you happy, I can make you unhappy.
Is it just me, or does it feel like we're alone right now? Like we're the only ones here?
Oh. That's interesting. Because the other time we got to that chapter, we, like, backed off on the exploring. And we still got a chapter 3, I think. You don't get the chance to ask another question, nor will you ever. It's time for you to leave. Memory returns.
No. She was our perfect match. She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her?
We didn't make a decision this time, we just did explore options. So making a decision pulls us out of it. Because we were trying to make her make a decision. Yeah, might answer your question about explore options meaning things. Yes. That I guess does. If you follow each of the voices in chapter 2. Oh. Like if we give that voice what it wants, it ends in that chapter.
Is that a...
Interesting.
Why is it here? Why now?
Okay. It's gonna be okay. Just trust me, we've been here before, and you always get scared.
But it feels so bad. Like looking into it right now is going to be the end of everything.
This time we went with what Smitten wanted, and it ended before we followed what Stubborn... Yeah, because Stubborn wanted to keep fighting, and we followed it, and then it ended in chapter 2. So it seems the only way to get a chapter 3 is to not follow what your new voice wants.
Yes, I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt, right?
I'll see you on the other side. It's gonna be okay.
Okay. If you say so. She'll be there waiting for us. I just know it.
Okay. Following the voices 2 chapters. That's an interesting thing. So all the times we ended up with a chapter 3, I wasn't following what the voice wanted. Okay. Do we end with all the voices at once? In the last loop, we did get a bunch more voices because we discovered that's how we first actually heard the Contrarian. Or no, was it? Maybe it was before that. At one of the loops, we heard other voices that we hadn't gotten before, and it was a bunch at once. You approach the mirror. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've grown. Okay, I've gotten that achievement. There was an achievement for that one. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. Proceed to the cabin. You're at the cabin.
Flickering lights in empty cityscapes become pockets of vitality and movement. I am more than I was before.
It's interesting that it's specifically that one that we ended on right there, that it didn't like default to a different one, because this was not an anime girl one that we saw before, and it was changing on the explore options. I think there's even different anime girl ones that we could bring here based on which explore option I click on. Oh, if we keep deciding not to follow the newest voice, do we get chapter 4, 5, 6, etc.? Do we have all the voices? I don't think so, but we could definitely, like, try. The farthest we've seen is chapter 4, and chapter 4 was us getting the end of the game. So... this is like the 5th grader tried tracing down a princess and add some stylistic choices. Yeah.
Whenever you are ready, I will wipe your slate clean once again.
Do you have any thoughts on this vessel?
This one is soft and delicate. You molded her to love you, and she'll make for a gentle heart. Do not mourn her. She has served her purpose.
How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
If I am to be an ocean, you have nurtured me into a pond. My waters are shallow and murky, and I yearn for more perspective. You will have your rest in due time, and I am sorry for the burdens I place on you.
Okay. I think we're good to just go around again. Alright, here we go.
I will long for your return, but it will give me time to reflect on what I am. We will meet again.
And everything goes dark and you die. Okay, back to chapter 1.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of...
Okay. Do we want to try turning around and leaving this time? Or do we want to do... I think maybe let's do a go to the cabin, don't take the knife, and then in chapter 2 bring the knife. Because I don't think that's one we've done. I'm gonna start losing track here, y'all.
You make your way up.
Okay. I
The
think
interior
we
of the cabin.
I think we intended to, but lost track 2 series go fair. I think we intended to, but we never did because the time we actually said we were going to do it, we chose to walk away and confuse the narrator, and then it didn't let us go see the princess in chapter 1. Because the thing that we know is in chapter 1, if we bring the knife down, she's immediately more hostile to us. The very first time, like when we first started playing, I brought the knife and dropped it and then tried to talk to her, and then I tried to or did I grab it? No, I grabbed it and walked closer. But bringing the knife in chapter 1 makes her more hostile and has given us more hostile chapter 2s. I want to see what happens if we don't bring it in this one. And then we can always go the other way around, because this
The door
is...
to the basement creaks open.
This is loop 3. But we still probably have... It's 5, yeah? So we have 2 more? Here to save you.
Wait, really? You're here to rescue me? I was starting to think I'd be stuck down here forever.
I see. You're trying to get her to lower her guard. It's a gamble, but it might work.
Come downstairs. I want to see the face of my rescuer.
I chose the lie option that time, which was different.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes
we've
with
seen
the
that.
princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Let's talk.
Okay.
What are you gonna do if I let you out of here?
The princess hesitates before responding. She doesn't know. She's being
Okay,
out.
we've
She
heard that.
knows what she'd do.
Are you looking for the truth, or are you looking for the right answer? Because with the dynamic we have going on here, I don't think the specifics of what I do really matter. It's not like you'd believe me.
I want to tell her that we're supposed to slay her. Oh. I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think. I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
No, which is why I don't think you're actually dangerous.
Sooner or later, you'll learn to trust me. Hopefully it won't be too late when you finally come around.
Thank you for believing me. Now, can you help me get out of here?
I want to ask a few more questions.
There's going to be plenty of time to chat after I'm free, but okay. What do you want to know?
want to do the name question.
Oh,
She pauses, carefully formulating her words before she responds.
you can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
Is Princess her name or her
Princess,
title?
princess.
What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess Princess?
Alright, I'm gonna get you out of here. Don't make me regret this.
You're only making this more difficult.
Thank you, and you won't. I promise.
You're making a huge mistake. No, you're doing the right thing. You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
I'm guessing you don't have the key?
Maybe it's somewhere upstairs. Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess...
No, we did that. We know what happens with this. Us going upstairs makes the door lock, and then they drop the knife down here and the narrator takes over. So let's pick this one.
Maybe there's some way to break the chains?
Is this gonna be the chew her arm off?
Or if that doesn't work, I guess we can always cut me out of them.
She offers the suggestion with almost complete nonchalance. If we were stuck down here long enough, I'm sure we'd be nonchalant about cutting our way out if it meant we could finally be free.
Yeah, with how long she's been down here, I'm sure she's contemplated it.
You attempt to make your way out of the basement.
Oh, it
but
still
the
brings
door
us
at the top
here.
of the stairs slams shut. Is someone
Okay.
else here?
I'm just gonna return to the bottom.
You make your way to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier for whom?
Mm-hmm.
Easier for everyone. Look at the mess you're in.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
There's a slight panic rising in the princess's voice.
If I could just get out of these chains, I know we could force our way out of here together.
She barely hesitates.
Yep, this is the
before
one where she
raising
eats her hand
arm
off.
to her mouth, her teeth tearing through her limb with the determination of a trapped wolf. As she rips her flesh from her bone, a sound comes from behind you. The clang
The knife still
bouncing
falls
back.
down here, though.
It's the blade from upstairs. You're not sure how it made its way down here, but if there's a time to strike, it's now.
So, we have yet to find a pathway that you can make it completely through chapter 1 without the blade. So, whether we come down here with the blade or not, the blade makes an appearance in chapter 1. So, we haven't figured out a way to completely make it through chapter 1 without the blade showing up. I don't know if there is a way, but so far we haven't found it.
Or we could use it to free her. You won't like what happens if you do that.
I feel like if we save the princess, it's just going to give us the same chapter as before. Which actually it technically shouldn't, but I don't know. No, I think we've done that before, that we did help her hand off. I think the different option here would be to turn and slay. Because I don't think we've done that yet. When we haven't brought the knife. So let's do that.
Without hesitation, bring the blade down and plunge it into the princess's back. Finally. The wound drives her to the ground.
Yeah, this is different.
Okay. There's no going back now. I'm with you to the end.
You bastard. Were you lying to me this whole time?
The princess pushes away from you, the motion ripping the blade from her back. Wounded, but still alive, she crouches on all fours in the corner of the room and meets your eyes with the ferocity of a cornered predator.
Oh, so we're probably going to get the Predator chapter as chapter 2.
You've made a terrible enemy, and there's nothing in the world that can possibly save you from me.
I thought we had the upper hand, but it's as if she's barely even threatened by us.
Uh-huh.
It's an act. She's wounded and unarmed. There's nothing she can do to hurt you.
She was actively just trying to bite her arm off.
I'm not so sure. Don't waver now. As you ready your blade to deliver a lethal blow, she lunges at your legs with the same animal ferocity she used to tear at her arm. Your knife cuts into her again and again as you're tackled to the ground, your body racked with pain as she rips into you with tooth and claw. Forget about trying to rescue her. This is about survival now. Give her everything you've got.
All right. Slay the princess.
Though your nerves are seizing with pain, you know you've done your fair share of damage as well, your blade having left deep gashes in the princess's back. You seize a moment of hesitation to throw her off of you and shakily push yourself back to your knees.
We can still turn this around.
Personality is disarming? Yeah. We already committed. I'm gonna do this.
You steel your resolve and take another step closer to the princess. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can still make sure that she won't make it out of here either.
Okay, we've heard that line before, but not in this specific instance.
Excuse me? What's this about not making it out of here alive? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone in this room is still standing right now. Don't act so surprised. Can you not feel all those gashes and holes pulling you apart?
If the princess doesn't do you in here, blood loss is certain to finish the job.
You take another step forward, and the princess lunges towards you. The two of you enter one last exchange, a flurry of blade and claw and fleshy ribbons, and then you stop. Neither you nor princess able to go any further.
We don't have stubborn this time to tell us to get back up.
You collapse on the ground, and the princess collapses beside you. Blood pools around you both, and you watch each other fade away.
I know. Have we tried slaying the princess? That's what we were just trying to do. It's in the title, right?
After all this time alone, I thought I'd finally found a friend, but you were just another monster, weren't you?
Oh.
Silence as the room starts to get fuzzy around you. You've paid a terrible price, but you've saved us all. It's over.
If you think this is it, you're sorely mistaken. One way or another, I'll make sure you pay for this.
Now I feel bad.
But you don't have time to worry over such things. Everything goes dark, and you die.
The witch. That's different. I was
You're on a
expecting us to
path
give us the
in the
Predator
woods.
chapter.
And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
I was expecting us to give it the Predator chapter so then we could also try a different pathway, because we kind of got disintegrated by acid last time for that one. She's a vampire and a witch, maybe. Becoming a witch everyone fears, yeah. Okay, we're gonna loop again, but I'm gonna hop up and I'm gonna do a wiggle first. So, hop up, wiggle, stretch. This is a new chapter, so the thing we gotta decide is blade or no blade. Yeah, I think we should build a decision tree. I think to keep track of stuff, I feel like I'm gonna have to have like a cheat sheet at some point here. To remember what we've done. Yeah, the blade has it, especially in chapter 1, the blade has a definite effect. Us walking down there with the blade, she's immediately standoffish. And I think us lying immediately did set something else off too. Explains the ones you get, the ones you're missing. Okay, I think we're still at the point that there's still enough of the achievements that I haven't gotten that us just making different decisions is going to walk us into a lot of them. Once we get to the point that there's not as many, then I think we're definitely going to have to, like, pick certain pathways. Because you're curious? Yeah, because actually, out of curiosity, what are we at right now? We are at 23 out of 97. Yeah. We've gotten 6 more achievements tonight, just because the last 2 didn't click in from us, like, technically finishing yesterday. Okay. This is loop 4? Or is this 3? I don't know. How many loops have we done tonight? We did... We got the we got the fearsome beast one, whatever. We got the damsel. We just got the witch. I think this is still loop 3. I think. 11 from which? Yeah, there's a ton of achievements. I want to try to get as many of as I can. I don't think we will 100% this on stream unless if you all want to. Like, I'm down to. Because, like, I want to do that, and you all know me, I probably won't have the focus to do it off stream. But at some point, it's going to be more of us skipping through a lot of dialogue. Like, I'm skipping some of it tonight, but I'm not skipping too much, I don't think. And I will also say, I think we'll do this last chapter here. If we get a chapter 3 from this, which I guess it depends on which voice we get. If we get a chapter 3 and we follow, or, you know, or we don't, we follow the voice, we'll do that. But I think we'll finish this loop, and then I think I'm going to call it good for tonight, because I am starting to cough a lot more. Okay.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
She's gonna kill me again.
Again? People don't die twice. You haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
What voice do we get?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. Brilliant.
Opportunist.
We need to keep our cards close to our chest, and I'm not sure we can trust him.
We haven't gotten the opportunist yet. Besides, like, at the end.
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. Did I say I'm not sure we can trust him? Slip of the tongue. Bit of the old brain fog. I meant to say that we should probably head over to the cabin and slay that princess. We already know we can't trust her, so let's get on with the show.
Okay. Go to the cabin then. What's it look like this time?
Before you go any further, she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
This is loop. Also, hi. Hi, Viv. It's good to see you. This is loop 3. I think it's 3. We discovered that actually if I had like clicked the button one more time, it played the credits and that was the end of the game. So we just started to play it again, and we're trying to get different pathways. Currently we are in chapter 2, and it's called The Witch, and we haven't gotten this one before, and we have the voice of the opportunist, which is also a voice we haven't gotten before. None. This is the first. We've never played this before, otherwise we'd be dead. A fair point, NLA. Fair point. So we did the Damsel chapter, and we followed the voice of the smitten and turned her full anime girl, and that turned into a vessel. And then the first one we did, she like turned into like devilish beast thing, and we like fought a lot and gave into the voice of the stubborn. So what we've discovered is whatever voice you get in chapter 2, if you do what that voice wants, you don't get a chapter 3. So we'll have to see if we follow this voice or not.
Don't worry. You can trust us to get the job done.
'Cause they seem to want to slay her.
The interior of the cabin is a mess of twisted roots. The walls a chaotic weave of knotted wood that, almost as if by accident, just happened to resemble a room. The floor is damp and earthy, and the only furniture of note is a slab of mud in the shape of a shelf, with a pristine blade perched on its edge.
Just go and light the cabin on fire. I don't think the game gives us that option. And also the other thing we haven't done is ignore the mirror. I don't know if that changes anything, but everything in these games have consequences. I'm interested to see if that maybe changes something.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
We're gonna bring the blade this time. Take the blade.
You take the blade from the shelf. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Well, if we're grabbing a weapon, we should probably keep it hidden behind our backs. She doesn't have to know we have it. That's not actually a bad idea.
Okay. Into the basement. The mirror still disappeared.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase dug into the muddy earth below. The ceiling is thick with roots that hang like locks of tangled hair.
Our backs, not our back. Yep. This chapter 2 is called The Witch.
The weak starlight from the cabin windows behind you can barely penetrate the gloom here, only illuminating the edges of an opening below. It shines in the darkness like some kind of massive maw, waiting to swallow you up into the earth. The air smells of dirt and copper. It's thick and wet, as if your lungs are being coated in mud with each intake of breath.
Ugh.
If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her voice skitters up from below.
Something nasty finds itself on my stairs. Come on down. Don't be scared. I probably won't bite.
I'm not nasty.
But you are. You're a wretched little thing.
She's Tommy Mommy. She's very witchy, though.
I recognize that voice as easily as I recognized your nervous little footsteps coming up the path. I know who you are, and I remember what you've done.
Fun.
She must have you confused with someone else. She seems friendly enough. Maybe we can talk our way out of this whole situation. You can't. Unless you slay her right away, she's going to break free and end the world. There's no reasoning with what she is.
I want to see her.
Look, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I like to think out loud. I'm the kind of guy who likes a discussion. Don't we want to hear what everyone has to say before making any big decisions? Do you want to hear what everyone has to say? Or do you just want to hear yourself talk? You need to stop lingering. Your task is to slay the princess, not endlessly debate about what to do with the princess. Fine. You're the boss.
I want to go see the princess.
Thank
Ooh.
you. You descend the basement steps, entering the dark room below.
She has a tail? And, like, paws.
You can just make out the shape of the princess in the gloom. She's huddled against the far wall, her eyes bright and glaring from amid the thick roots.
And there you are, one hand tucked away behind your back, gripping that sharp, sharp blade, no doubt.
We gotta get the witch again and do it without the blade. We gotta do it the other way around now.
That's no fair. How would she know that?
So, we've dropped the pretenses. Good.
You made a comment back in the woods about having been here before. Now she's acting like the two of you already know each other. Oh, no. You've already been here, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty sharp. How'd you figure that one out? Call it deductive reasoning. Well, you seem to be great at it. So, you really don't remember us, do you? No, I don't. But you and the princess clearly have a shared reality, even if I'm not a part of it. I won't waste time fighting you on something that's clearly true.
Interesting.
I'm just glad we could put all this behind us.
I feel like this is obvious and I should know this, but do the new voices know about the prior loops, or they experience this anew? The new voices know about what happened in chapter 1, but they have not implied that they know about the other loops in general. They definitely know what happened in chapter 1, though.
Is it all behind us? Just focus on the task at hand. I don't care if you've been here before, and I don't care if you think you'll go somewhere else after this. My world is on the line right now, so I'd appreciate it if you would take this seriously and slay her.
I wonder if the voice actor recorded it voice by voice. I don't know. That would be interesting to know. Yeah, like, did they go and do all the voice of the smitten and then all the voice of, you know, the opportunist, or did they go back and forth? So they don't have to switch back and forth. I would assume they probably did one, like, track at a time. In terms of, like, this is all the smitten, all of, you know, they probably started with the narrator and did all the narrator first. At least that logically makes sense to me, so they would have their, like, base to go off of. But I don't know. That'd be interesting to find out.
Let's chat her up a bit first. Maybe we can find a middle ground where everyone's happy.
Yeah, I guess in the different princess voices too. Yeah. I feel like they would have started with wherever their baseline is, and then to be able to judge, like, which extreme to go to the other voices off of that. Yeah, they have a range of different voices even if they're not named. Yeah. Yeah, the fact that it's one voice actor for the narrator and one voice actress for the princess is really amazing. It's a lot of really awesome voice acting.
Don't talk to her. You're just going to make things more difficult than they have to be.
Well, I seem to remember you having a tongue.
Ooh, don't worry, the blade isn't for you. Or not for killing you. We've got to get you out somehow, right?
Oh, I don't need you to cut me out.
The princess grins as the chains fall from her wrist. She could have gotten out of those the whole time. That sneaky little... A woman after my own heart, really. She knows how to hold her cards close to her chest. This is why she can't just be abandoned here. If left to her own devices, she'll find a way out. Now stop her.
Look, I know things got messy last time, but I think there's something bigger than both of us at work. We should team up.
I suppose you didn't come into my hovel of your own accord, did you? All right. I suppose I could team up. I need a way out after all. And unfortunately, you're the only one I have.
Seems to me like she's offering a mutually beneficial arrangement. We should take it. Do you know what the word mutually means? Because it sounds to me like she's offering an arrangement that benefits her and her alone.
Mm-hmm. I think if we betray her again, it would take us to chapter 3. Because I don't think that's what the opportunist wants. Ooh. This looks interesting. I want to see what happens if we do this. Okay. I don't want to hurt you, but clearly there's some broken trust. Take this as a gesture of goodwill. Give her the blade.
You can't be serious.
Now, hold on. We should put this to a vote. The blade is one of our most valuable assets. We can't just give it to her. What if she uses it to kill us? I vote no.
Okay, so that's not what the voice wanted.
As do I. I, abstain?
You
Yeah.
abstain. She's going to kill us if we give it to her.
Do we want to follow what the opportunist wants, or do we want to go against it? I feel like we've followed the other voices so far, so maybe we want to do like a this is we're following the voices playthrough. See, no way this could go wrong. I think I still want to give it to her. It might make us have a chapter 3, but I'm interested to see what happens. This isn't a democracy. We're giving her the blade.
You're going to get everyone killed. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But of course you do. You toss the blade at the princess's feet. She eyes it with suspicion before kneeling down to pick it up.
I wouldn't have done that. Why did you?
She creeps forward, taking one cautious step at a time until you and she are face to face.
What do you think happens now?
Oh. We're both scared and we're both hurting. If one of us doesn't make a change, we'll probably kill each other forever. Do you want that? I don't. We can be better than this. I like that one too, Junk.
Her shoulders tense and her eyes dart away.
This is another trick. You're trying to sow doubt, but it's not going to work on me.
And then she buries the blade in your heart.
Oh, okay.
What? No, come on, that's not right. I told you this is what she was going to do.
Fair.
Glee dances across her face as you fall to the ground.
I did it. I got you. You...
The princess seems to tremble, her smile fading quickly, replaced with concern. Her nervous eyes brim with tears.
Why? Why did you let me do this?
But you don't have the strength to respond, nor do you have the time. Everything goes dark, and you die.
I think we're going to get a chapter 3 this time. Chapter 3, The Thorn.
You're on a path in the woods.
I can't believe she actually stabbed us.
Yeah, I feel like there's fair. We stabbed her, she stabbed us. Yep. The tables have turned.
I told you not to give her the blade. I told you it would come around to bite us. I voted against it.
Yep, and we didn't do what you wanted, so we get a chapter 3.
Yeah, we know. You already got your I told you so's in while we were bleeding out. I just wanted to make sure that everyone here knows that I was and am on the right side of that argument.
So we should have another voice now?
Oh, you're far from being on the right side of anything. You're fixated on the past, whereas what you should be is fixated on the future.
I wasn't expecting Smitten. I don't know what I was expecting, but Smitten was not what I was expecting us to get from that. But I guess that makes sense because we gave it to her and tried to like convince her of stuff, I guess. We were trying to kind of free her. That tracks. I think that tracks. Yeah. Smitten, I guess, makes sense. Yeah, Smitten's back.
Oh, a visionary. I like it. Tell me more.
Because this is not a chapter 3 we've gotten before. in chapter 3 instead of chapter 2. Yeah. There's so many branching paths, which is why it took them forever to make this game. And why it's taking so long for them to make Scarlet Hollow. Like, how do you even keep track of all this?
Gladly, my dear fellow. By cruelly turning on the princess in her moment of vulnerability, we made ourselves an enemy. But by mastering our fear and insecurity and handing over our power, we've begun a journey to something so much deeper.
With a tree? Yeah, I feel like the meme is of the dude standing there with the, like, hand on the like, board with all the, like, string and pictures and whatever. I feel like that's how I would try to handle it. Had traits like genius or talk to yeah. I think this not having the traits makes it so there's still a ton of pathways, but not the specific line differences like Scarlet Hollow has, which is why they were able to voice act this one, but that they're not going to have Scarlet Hollow voice acted. Conspiracy boards with red yarn, such as messy way to present data. Yes, but it's a chaotically fun way, though.
I like journeys. Traveling is a bit of a passion of mine. It makes me so relatable. Now, where are we off to?
The cabin, I'm assuming.
Well, if we're lucky, it's a journey to love. She hates us. Does she? She hesitated before stabbing us to death. There might just be a kernel of affection in that angry, angry heart.
Okay. Is it called Bubble Map? Yeah? Okay. It's like a tree where one chapter 2 corresponds to another chapter 3 because the same voice appears in both, but in a different order with different dialogues. Yeah. Because the way, like, I see this, like, working, though, is, like, obviously everything starts with chapter 1, and then from there you branch off and you have all the different versions of chapter 2 you can get, and then you have the branches that if you don't do the one thing in chapter 2 of, like, following the voice, then you also have the different branches of, like, a different chapter 3 popping up. With some nodes duplicated, yeah. And then obviously the chapter 1 has, like, all the different stuff in it that leads you to each of the chapter 2s. Probably easier that way to keep track, because it's not like you fold that chapter 3 back into the path that it would have been in a chapter 2 format. Yeah. Think we need more dimensions? Yeah. I think the simplest thing is like knowing that the chapter 3s correlate specifically to the chapter 2 you just had. So, like, each chapter 2 has this specific version of chapter 3 is what we've seen so far. Obviously, that might not be true, but what we've seen so far is that if we get a chapter 3, it pairs, you know, it has a specific different version of chapter 3 from that chapter 2. So, really, there's... like, chapter 1 has a bunch of different pathways to get to all the branches of the chapter 2s. And then the chapter 2s have a lot of different branches within it, but they still collate on either do you end on chapter 2 or does it continue to chapter 3? Yeah. Multiple choices. Yeah.
As ridiculous as this guy is, maybe he has a point. I don't know if I necessarily buy into his whole love journey thing, but maybe she won't be as keen to betray us this time. We've already proven to her that we can change, so maybe she'll realise that things don't have to end in violence. You know, maybe you're right. In which case, I suppose the only thing to do is to get back to the cabin and give it another try. Give what another try exactly? You are aware I've been listening to you.
I was gonna say, when's the narrator gonna insert themselves?
It makes no difference if we conspire in the shadows or bear our intentions with open hearts. We are breaking your cruel cycle and whisking her away to freedom.
question is whether it's a full tree spanning the 5 outer loops, or if they have a more compact way to navigate the path. Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking no knife. I'm with you on that. I'm leaning towards no knife.
Oh, are you now? Great, so you've obviously been here before, since you apparently died at least once. Twice, actually. Sure. Twice. Then I'll spare you the little introduction I had planned. You already know about the princess, and clearly you already know that she's dangerous. So don't muck this up. It's bad enough that this isn't your first time through.
Give us a chance at chapter 4. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think we only got chapter 4 after our 5th loop when it took us to the end of the game. I don't think I don't know. I guess we don't know that, do we? I think the only time we got chapter 4 was the last loop. Chapter 4s are only for special routes. Okay. This game logic sounds like a pinball circuit schematic. Yes. It's not related to last loop? Okay. So it just happened to be, I think our last loop in the first playthrough only had chapter 4 in the last loop. Which, I guess if we're going off the, if you don't follow the voice in chapter 2, it gives you chapter 3. So if you ignore them again, maybe it gives you chapter 4, if we follow that same logic. Yeah, so now that we've gained Smitten, if we don't, well, maybe then we want to bring the knife. If we try to slay her, that it goes against Smitten. But killing her goes with the opportunist, yeah. Okay. No matter what happens next, it seems all our answers are in the cabin. Let's see this through.
It isn't long before you find yourself at the base of the cabin. I think it's clear where everyone stands at this point.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think... Yeah, because the opportunist wants us to kill her, the Smitten doesn't. So... Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say everyone. You talking about me? I have a position. It's a good one, too. Ignore him, he's just talking for talking's sake. My position is the only one that matters. The princess is a threat to you. She's a threat to me, and most importantly, she's a threat to the world. You know what you have to do. The interior of the cabin is hardly an interior at all anymore. The burned-out ruins merely suggest the shape of the structure that once stood here, charred wood still reeking of ash. But beneath it lies the fresh smell of spring growth after rain, the promise of new life in the wreckage of the old.
Interesting. I'm curious because it felt like the loop where he kept running away and reality started breaking naturally into the last chapters we got, but we could have gotten that last chapter via another set of choices. Maybe?
The only furniture of note is the crisp shell of what was once a table. A pristine...
There's not a blade!
Is it right? There's supposed to be a pristine blade. Why
I
is
just
there a
noticed...
pristine blade?
There isn't a blade! I didn't even notice that until the narrator started to hesitate of like, oh yeah, they're gonna talk about the knife. There's no knife! Yeah, the narrator saying that what a threat to the world would say. Yep.
We gave it to her last time. She can't still have it, can she?
I didn't even think about that. There's no spoon. This is the Matrix, yes.
Well, it's not here. And if she has it, let me guess, you want to get all chummy with her. Look, as far as I see it, if it's between him and her, I say we side with the one who has the weapon. It's just the smart thing to do.
I mean, they have a point.
I wouldn't be so hasty. I'm sure the blade will turn up somewhere. She can't have it. That's not how this is supposed to work. If she does have it, that's all the more reason to put our faith in her. We have already shown her our heart.
Now she has to show us hers. Unless her heart tells her to stab us, which doesn't seem unlikely, so yes, I agree. Let's make sure we get on her good side.
Okay. How do we even get there? The only thing I see is that mirror.
Yeah, why didn't you mention the mirror? I didn't mention a mirror because there isn't a mirror.
But he says there isn't one. That's got to count for something, right? Either way, I say we take a look. It feels like it's been forever since we've actually seen ourselves. For all we know, our feathers are all out of place. And that's why we haven't yet won her heart. We must put our best face forward.
Is the Smitten the only voice that references the feathers? Goes against both? Kinda? We didn't necessarily determine a specific reason why him is capitalized. Might be a dinosaur, not a bird. I definitely feel like dinosaur is like with the shape. Yeah. We're one half a god. The narrator is us? No. But yes. The narrator's always there, but they're not. I don't remember how they said it. They're not us, but they kind of are because they've always been there.
Yeah, we can't go around looking disheveled. A real go-getter takes care of his appearance.
So, is the door to the basement behind the mirror? I promise you there isn't a mirror, and there isn't a door to the basement. The entrance is more of a burned-out frame than anything else, and it's right there on the far side of the room. Do you really not see it?
Approach the mirror.
You step forward and approach the scorched entryway leading to the basement, hesitating before you begin the descent.
You know what you have to do. Wipe away the grit from the mirror, and behold our handsome features.
You reach forward and wave your hand through the hollow entrance leading to the basement. You really thought there was a mirror there, didn't you? That can't be good. As if things weren't unpredictable enough.
Alas, our fine features remain unseen. We'll just have to trust that she'll find us beautiful as we are. Well, seems like the only way to go is forward, isn't it?
Here we go.
Yes, that's where everything tends to be. Let's just put on a good face and have our wits about us. You step through the frame of scorched wood and make your way into the darkness below. The stairs to the basement are covered in a fine layer of gritty ash. The air still feels warm, as if the fires that ruined this place had only recently been extinguished. Yet fresh shoots of thorny branches are already weaving themselves through the soot-covered earth of the walls around you. Their spines point courteously down towards the basement, so you're able to brush past their jagged points with ease.
Well, that's good.
At least on the way down.
Oh.
But you don't need to think about the way back up just yet. That's a matter for after the world's been saved.
These thorns are an expression of her pain. I know it. She's calling out for help.
Okay.
Her voice, worn down by pain and suspicion, hobbles up the stairs.
I can't get away from you, can I? We kill each other and you come back. You let me kill you and you come back. I don't know why you let me do that. I don't know what you want from me.
I don't know what I want. I never really choose to come here.
I think you know how this goes. I'm down here and I can't leave. So, come down and talk. It's not like I can stop you.
You continue down the basement stairs, brushing past the smooth edges of thorns that grow more and more plentiful as you make your way forward. You step out into what was once a vast open cavern, now overrun by briars and prickles and thistles, the space thick with hostile vegetation.
She's not even chained, is she? She's just wrapped in thorns.
At the heart of it all, encased in a tight weave of vines, is the princess, her bloody, trembling hands clutching a pristine blade.
Yep, she's got the knife.
Did you know this was going to happen to me? Are you here to watch me suffer? Are you here to laugh?
Ooh. As someone with the stranger as first run, the one you got last, so there's nothing different as being the last or the first. It perceives it in being different, by the way. Okay. I don't know, did we want to free her or did we want to slay her? We don't really have a slay option. We have a turn and leave. I can cut you free, but you'll have to give me the blade.
And I'm supposed to believe it's safe in your hands? That you aren't just saying what you need to say in order to fool me and save yourself?
Like her to slay me? Wait, what? Goldie? I want to see what this does. I guess I don't have anything left to say to you.
Do you really think you can just wash your hands of all of this? Do you really think you can just leave me here?
This is even better than stabbing her. The same reward without any of that nasty effort. It's not even better. Putting off a choice is always worse than making a committed decision, especially when you already know the right answer. It's even more cruel if you ask me. Leaving an incredible soul like hers to languish forever in pain and alone. How can we bear to live with the guilt?
Yeah, we are kind of stuck here because of the thorns. I was just interested to see if it was going to take us back to here or if it was going to like take us back to the stairs.
We'll live with it just fine. Besides, she'll get over it. That's what I'm afraid of. But as you approach the basement
Here it
stairs,
is,
you
yeah.
make a grim realization. The thorns won't let you leave. We don't have any way to cut through them. Okay, new plan. We re-befriend the princess, get the blade, and all of us leave here together as friends.
You can't leave without me, can you? Isn't that funny? Isn't that so funny? This is perfect, actually. Just you and me rotting down here forever, together.
It's what we deserve after everything we've done. It's romantic, even. We
You
got
say
our
so.
beautiful ending after all, tragic as it may be.
Together forever? Is that all we can say? No, don't say that.
You know, just to make sure things are a little more permanent, I think I'm going to take this particular needle out of the picture.
Oh. Is she just going to drop it?
She wouldn't. Thorns slice into the princess's hands, lacerating what little skin remains as she raises the blade to her mouth.
What?
Take it. Take it now, before she swallows it out of spite.
What? Rush for the blade.
You rush towards the princess, arms outstretched and grasping for the blade. But as you tear through her thistled prison, the thorny vines dig deep into your arms, seemingly growing thicker and sturdier the closer you get to your goal.
Oh.
It feels like it should be within reach, yet you cannot reach it quickly enough.
I guess she's nomming.
It's no use. Even if we grab it, we won't be able to pull it back out of there. It's better than letting her eat it and losing it forever.
She's gonna eat it!
You just manage to reach her hand, grasping it firmly in yours before the thorns finally trap you in place. Blood trickles down your arm, mingling with hers. The two of you lock eyes.
We're stuck like this, aren't we? I knew this was always going to be how it ended.
Oh. I wasn't expecting it to take her yet. You do not get the chance to respond. No worry ever. It's time to leave. Memory returns.
She's gone. Where did she go? Should we try and find her? And there's that mirror again. Why is it here? Why now?
Approach the mirror.
This doesn't feel right. It feels different. Final. Yes. I fear that we won't like what we'll see. What if we just sit here and preen for a while? That can't hurt.
So if I don't do the explore options, the other voice stick with us while we look at the mirror before we actually look into it.
If they think it's bad, I'm with them.
Voices feel small, distant as you approach. Silence as you reach forward. They're gone once again. The mirror always makes them leave, but you need to see what's in it. You've withered. Interesting. I think we got that one before at another ending. You find yourself in the long quiet once again. You're at the cabin.
I am a growing chorus of contradiction, a mass of tides ebbing and flowing all at once in more directions than my attention can bear to hold. To look at any one is to shift them all into something new, and to look away is to reshape them yet again.
That is the marker to let you know that this is the end of loop 4 and there's one more loop. Okay.
All of me is changing, and yet the rest of me is still the same.
Wait, what other loop? I think I'm like my brain like didn't save a loop. Was that 4? I feel like that wasn't 4. We haven't looped 4 times tonight, have we? What do you think of this vessel?
This one yearns for connection she feels she doesn't deserve. Even when shown compassion, she hid herself away. She will make for a cautious heart. Do not mourn her. She isn't alone anymore.
That's different. She isn't alone anymore versus like she served her purpose. How many more vessels do I need to bring you?
We will know when we near our destination.
Okay, we're not there yet. This is only 3. Because she said 1 more the last time when we were on 4. Yeah, we did Stubborn, Smitten, and Opportunity. So this is the 3rd. Okay, so we still have 2 more loops. I don't want to go back anymore. I just want to stay here forever if I have... Or I just want to stay here forever if I have to.
If you need time, then I will wait with you.
There's no waiting forever. Let's just go back.
I will be here when it is time for us to meet again.
Everything goes dark and you die. Chapter 1, The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay. If any of you are watching this in the future, we are going to save there. We're going to come back to this. I don't know when, but we're going to come back to this. We are going to come back to this again. So if you're watching in the future, thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. And I'll catch you in the next one.